gentlemen, we are back. Week 2 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke, and this week we are joined by Findable Carpet. How are you doing? The format coming into this week.
Do I?
Let's try it.
I'm pretty sure we'll do it.
All right,
the Royale Flush, I believe it's not the Royal, it's the Royale. You can tell by the E, it really makes that accent special. Teams will compete in a series of solo matches. Matches will continue until 6 total matches have been completed. That's right, I can read the screen, so can you. Taking a victory royale, that's going to be 3 points. Second and third place, 2 points. Fourth and fifth will be a single point. You also get points for eliminations. You get 3 to 4 for 1 point. 5 to 6 eliminations get you 2 points. 7 plus eliminations get you 3. And if you manage to do both, get a victory royale and over 7, or I guess 7 plus, so 7 and anything above 7, you'll get an additional 2 points. So you're just snowballing at that point.
Pretty much, man. There's a lot at stake here, a lot of prize money to be given out, and people are also competing for those juicy club points. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, man, these clubs are they're going at it. They want the club points, and you love to see just really quickly touch on it again. Bush Bandits, 1,000 points. They're all. Oh, they do. I think you're gonna actually do that. Scared me. But Kevin, we are hopping into game number 1 of the EU scene. Look at this beautiful spectator client we've got going. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of week 1. We debuted the spectator client. Now we've made improvements to it. So definitely keep an eye on that. If you're new and you haven't seen this before, looking in the top right of your screen, the minimap will now show you every player around them. Now, keep in mind, we can see that. The players themselves can't see this. There's going to be extra information. Yeah, man, what do you think so far? Wow, people have actually
What landed. I think so far, I think everyone is still alive, and I think that they're all landing in places.
Beautiful. That is analysis like you would not believe, but dude, check it out. People have actually landed on top of Kevin.
Yeah,
that's
only 2 though.
Only 2, which is surprising.
Is it though? It's pretty open. There's just the one building and then a bunch of fields and rocks.
That's fair, but I think it's like a really good rotation point because now you can use the swirl, and it kind of like lets you deploy your shoots. You can use that to rotate around.
I think more people are going to show up and have some fun with it. Oh, we have an early fight.
Roby, though, he is out at risky reels, takes down Evil One.
He almost actually got eliminated himself.
14 HP. I mean, well, he's got the 1 mini, so now effectively he's got like what is 25 plus 14? I'm not good with that.
I'm gonna wait for you.
I'm not good with
39.
That. Okay, there it is. I'm glad you're good with math because I'm so bad.
I don't know if adding 2 numbers makes you good at math.
It does in my book.
Just saying.
It does in my book. Let's hop over to, oh, dude, let's talk about the new cornfields coming out of Fatal Fields. Look at them. So you can literally run into the cornfields and, like, hide. You can also, like, farm them. Look at this. Go, Hostile. Get him, Hostile. He's in the corn.
He lost him. Where is he? Just start spraying.
Hostile?
He's just listening.
Yeah, you can
stay in there. Yeah. Just do it. No, so close.
These new cornfields are so wonderful. They're such an awesome addition to the game.
So, legitimately, I sat in here for about 3 minutes yesterday, and somebody walked into me, took them out. It was glorious. You can mine them, so you can pickaxe them.
Yeah.
And it'll get rid of like the section you're standing in, which I also did on accident.
You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be really careful with the cornfield. But Hostile finding himself in a pretty good spot. Look at that. Picks up a chest, and now he's got a Port-a-Fort. Not a Port-a-Fortress, just a Port-a-Fort. This is good.
Do you use Port-a-Forts defensively or offensively?
You know, man, I think it depends. The Port-a-Forts are a little tinier. I think you can use them offensively to, like, really...
Well, I meant like you.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you can kind of use them both. I like to use them offensively. It's kind of like I'm taking over this high ground now.
Oh, I use them offensively in a different way. I throw them at the people.
Oh, and
really startle them.
Cover.
Yeah.
You're like, here, give yourself cover. Oh, Hostile finds an elimination. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the format, all right? Eliminations are key. 3 eliminations is 1 point, 5 eliminations is 2 points, and at 7, they get 3 points. So, especially in this solo format, Carpet, people are looking to find eliminations.
Oh you just got absolutely destroyed.
That was Kaku outplays that person.
That wasn't even an outplay. That is not giving enough credit where credit is due.
I mean, look,
I don't think that person even got to touch their keyboard.
They just didn't. They weren't even prepared.
They started moving, and then they were eliminated. That's about how far that went.
And then Fear Kaku coming out from the Dusty Dogs is like, hey, Dusty Dogs, represent! If you're a Dusty Dog fan in the chat, please blow up the chat with Dusty Dogs.
This is an earlier fight with Kaku as well.
Man, Risky Reels was
Knew we
quite
got,
the hotspot. Oh my gosh.
Knew he had a good tag and full health. Had the confidence to just kind of peek, sit, and wait. A player trapped in that room.
I am, high style. Look, so he was high. Remember, he was engaging this player in the cornfields. And now, I don't know that if he saw UNP drafts walk away. But now Hastell's just biding his time. He's like, okay, look, I know I have to leave in like about 40 seconds. Need to make this rotation.
If you look at the minimap, though, there's somebody kind of nearby. I'll probably see him if you look in the general direction. There might be some trees. Yeah.
But hold that thought. Look over here on the right. We've got Svenos, who is engaging Genside Madsen, and Skite is very close by. No, Svenos actually knows this guy's there. You saw him take a pop shot very far on your screen. This is when things kind of get interesting, right? When you're playing solos, it's like at any moment, there's like a third party, right? There's someone else trying to look to engage. You have one of two options. You engage
There's more like a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth party generally.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when you're making noise, right? The louder, the more you shoot, the more noise you make. Players rotate and they're like, look, I want to clean this up. I'd like these eliminations. But now here's the thing. In most situations, let's say there's just two people, right, in solos. Do you think, in your opinion, should you engage both? Should you look to clean up one? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, you always want to make sure you only have to fight one at a time. Well, the moment you're fighting two, you're at a major disadvantage. A lot of people will just kind of be patient, see if their opponents are getting aggressive, find each other. Like right now, in this house. Who's got control? Trying to chase him down. Got a good tag.
That double barrel is brutal. Now keep in mind, we did update it, so the damage has come down, but it is still deadly at point blank range, my friend.
Still puts in over 100.
Yes, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna take a chunk of your life. Look at the cheeky ramp play coming out from Skite. He's just trying to maintain that high ground.
Running out of mats though.
Dude, he can only build 10 things total. Look at the mats, 41, 64. That's not much.
Oh, got it. Oh my God, that was almost everything. All of a sudden he turned it in his favor, but he's still gonna heal up. I think they're both just gonna try and bandage a little bit here.
I feel like
trying to space out. I'm surprised he didn't go for that. He saw how much that hit was, right?
I think so. I almost, if I'm Skite, I feel like I would have just pushed that, right? One more good shot with the.
He's playing safe. I mean, he knows that he's also, you know, one shot down.
Well, I guess as well, he probably doesn't know if there's anyone here.
Well,
like we know that Rasmussen is here.
Oh,
it was close.
He's got
double chug jugs, Kevin.
Yeah, he does.
What? How? What is that luck?
I mean, that's luck, but I mean, that's a lot of time you got to.
That's
half a minute.
15 seconds per. Whew.
That's literally half a minute.
I don't even know what's going on, man. But Skite here trying to get this engagement. They've been fighting for what feels like forever. I think Genside Madsen is just like, he's trying to create a lot of space like you talked about. Skite, though.
I mean, having chug jugs like that means that you can engage kind of recklessly, right? As long as you know you win the trade. I mean, he's going to be able to engage with max everything at least 3 times right now in the next 2.
Yeah. Check out this replay, though. Epsilon Gandalf finds an elimination on rules. That is his first elimination of the game. 2 more, and he's going to net himself a point.
Look at these guys just hanging out.
I mean, I wonder why. Obviously, with first match, we got first match jitters. That's the thing.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So maybe that's what's going on. They're just kind of feeling it out. They just want to make sure. You don't want to be the guy that gets eliminated this early on, right?
But there's always that conscious decision of, like, do I go for placement or do I go for elims? Placement or elims? And then you always try to have to decide. Neither are in a fantastic place to fight, right? They don't know exactly what the health pool of their opponent looks like right now because they disengaged for quite some time.
Dude, you know what? So I was talking with one of my good friends, Nick, and he likes to call this spot stacks.
Stacks.
He calls containers stacks because containers is too long. Containers, 3 syllables.
That's true. Stacks
is just really quickly. Hey, where you at? Stacks. Where you see those enemies? Stacks. I'm gonna start calling them stacks.
I like that a lot.
That's pretty intuitive. Shout out to Nick, love you. But look how many people are here. We've got a bunch there, and ooh, check out the scoreboard. I love seeing the scoreboard because we can actually see a current update of where players are at. So right now, Dominate has 2 eliminations. So Rules right at the top.
Rules has 3, but he is no longer alive.
He's been eliminated. Now he's going to get the 1 point for finding the 3 eliminations, which is huge. And now there's a bunch of other players that are still alive that have 2 eliminations. Many of them still have 1. So now they might look to get a little more aggressive kind of coming out of this early game into mid-game because, again, these eliminations matter.
It's not, you know, what you've seen in previous weeks where you get to see them in public matches where they just try and rack up as many eliminations as possible. Every single elimination they're going to have to work for.
Mm-hmm. And now Reflection. I mean, this guy is just an unbelievable player. He's trying to lock this down. He takes the fall damage, but it's okay. This is Reflection we're talking about.
No, he got the elim.
He got the elimination.
The last couple bullets actually got the elim.
Reflection. This guy is insane. But back, this was the, so let's go back to this replay. This is Genside match, and we saw them in Salty. The engagement finally happened. Wait,
I don't think it's...
That was, yeah, no, that was someone else. Because now look, now Highstyle rotated up, down from Fatal Fields, and now he's here in Salty as well. What is going on in this lobby? Also, I'd like to point out there's 52 players left alive, Carpet.
That sounds about right.
50, I just jinxed it. It's now 50. The number's gone down.
Oh no, not again. Oh, I thought 2 more were gonna get a elim.
This is
take the shot, high styled.
This
you know,
this is
there ain't entertainment without risk. There ain't entertainment without risk. These are your eliminated players so far.
That's pretty helpful. Look at that. You can kind of see, you can kind of get a sense of where players are at. And again, this is only game 1. We still have 5 more games left to play, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Highstyle's now engaged.
This is Madsen's. We just watched that replay coming out from him. He got an elimination.
Oh, they're both effectively just a breath away from being eliminated. A couple of bullets are going to pepper his opponent.
Wait, someone else stole it.
Oh,
Gandalf.
Going to get them both. 17.
Oh, Gandalf is throwing grenades now. Highstyle just backing off.
Highstyle's a goner. I don't think Highstyle can make this. Oh, there he goes.
Gandalf has taken down, so he not only cleans up that first elimination, capitalizes and takes down Highstyled as well. So now Dusty Dogs have 3 points on the board. 3 eliminations, rather. That means Epsilon Gandalf has 1 point to his name.
Just showing up, crashing the party.
That's the way you like to, especially with this skin. I mean, you like to just basically walk around and steal eliminations away. I really like this skin, but let's take a look at the new updated safe zone right near Loot Lake. So again, I kind of talked about it earlier. People coming in, if they move in toward the center of Loot Lake, they can use that Typhoon. They can use it to rotate. Here's the thing, though, man. It's a really tight spot if you think about it. Oh, the Shadow Stone. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Spoopy time.
That actually is incredibly spoopy.
Yeah, right?
Like,
isn't it awesome?
That person showed up all of a sudden in my house. I wouldn't be okay with it.
He'd be like, that man's a spooples.
Just chasing him all the way down. I don't think his opponent had absolutely no idea where he was that entire time. He kind of did. I mean, he knew it was above him.
Dude, look at the spook. So what's cool, and I didn't actually know this, I saw Nick A30 do this, but if you stop moving, so like you see how there's like these wisps coming off?
Yeah.
If you stop moving, you're not making the wisps. So you're actually almost invisible, but the thing is you're standing still. And so he like outplayed somewhere. He like jumped over this rock, stood still.
Is this player
They ran past.
I mean, they've got bandages.
You know, they've got, dude, I think this is their last stand here. Because they only have enough bandages. The storm is super far away, unless this other player has a med kit. It's not looking good for Kaku, but we saw him earlier. He took engagements. Oh, hold on. Dude, I think the other player abandoned. If you looked at the mini map on the top right, the other player was actually running away. They were like, you know what, Kaku? Gotta bail, man.
You hang out here. You know what? This is your domain.
We don't gotta fight. I'm gonna try and live to build another day. But back.
Did you make that up yourself?
No, actually, that was the person that was with us last week. So Nick A30, going back to Nick, he said live to be eliminated another day. And then last week, Fallout was like, that sounds bad. We got to spin it positively. And I was like, okay, live to build another day? And we were like, yeah.
That's a good one.
That's live to build another day. That's my goal in life. But, Carpet, 44 players left alive. We get the new safe zone. It's pretty much up toward Pleasant Park. And it looks like Kaku was indeed lost to the storm. Oh, dude, you see that? I have actually not seen players do this. They build a roof, and they kind of, so it's in a grid of 4, and you can pick 2 diamonds on the edges.
Yeah, look at that.
So now you've got cover. What?
Architecture. It actually looks really cool.
That's pretty dope. And you save a ton of mats because you're only building one thing as opposed to like several walls on either side.
1 elim away from getting a point. Finding some shield shrooms.
You just got to top off, man. Those shrooms are very important. Micah getting caught out, though. Takes huge hits from Kinsel. Luckily, Micah has got a med kit, so he's going to top off.
Yeah. Kinsel saw the whites, but I think he knows it's not worth trying to shred through all that. All those materials that you know he's probably bound to have.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty static. I'm surprised he didn't actually take that engagement. He's got the launch pad, so he could have taken that engagement. At worst, he bails out with the launch pad. Granted, he can't use it later. He does have the grappler as well. I'm actually surprised he did not take that engagement. I don't know. Like that would have been good.
He had a lot of ground to cover, so by then he could have probably assumed that his whoever that is would have healed up all the way.
Right.
And at this point, he was barely at 100 himself between health and shield, so he really wasn't at that much of an advantage even after making those shots, especially because it was just so much ground to close.
Yeah, I think people are going to start to look to, especially this first game. Now they're like, okay, look, there's 41 players left in the lobby. I got to probably consider staying alive at this point, which I think is a good point, you know?
Yeah, I wonder what the turning point is for when all of a sudden they're like, going for placement. Mentally, you know?
You know, that's a great question.
Like, how many, what number do they have to see in the top right before they're like, all right, I'm just going for placement. Elims will happen, you know?
I think it's probably 2. So here's why. At 2, you're 1 away from the point, right?
Oh, two. I was talking about players left.
Oh, players left.
I was like, 2 players left. That's when they decided to go for placement.
2 players left. I'm going for placement.
Go for placement, ladies and gentlemen.
I would assume that number is actually 40, maybe 50, because you know the storm as it comes in, especially when you have to like rotate a little coming up here in the game. A lot of players left and right are going to start getting eliminated. So you kind of know, like, okay, if I wait like let's say 3 minutes and I just rotate right, I keep myself safe, I maintain my mats, I can make it to like top 20. At that point, then you start trying to slay out and out-rotate people, right?
There goes La. Windwalker just getting 1 or 2 tags. Got to feel pretty good getting his first elimination.
Another thing I like to look at the little chameleon. Did you see a little chameleon? Okay, first of all, new in season 6, we've got pets. Okay, there's new pets. Bonesy is a dog. Camo is the chameleon. Scales is a dragon. I love that they interact with the things you're doing. We just saw him lick the wall.
Did he really?
But he just I'm not even kidding. I'm not, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and you haven't had time to jump into season 6, when you see when you see someone with a back bling and they've got a pupper or a little dragoo or a little chameleon, they're adorable.
Also,
and
don't shoot it.
Actually, you can't. Also, as an example, when you're skydiving with chameleon, he's actually hanging on with his tail.
That's pretty adorable.
It's so cute.
Oh, man, that's a horrifying sound when you're in a box like this.
And you hear someone place a trap.
So it's that toss-up, right? I mean, you see how many edits are made just to try and get as much information as possible. When you're in a little 1-by-1 like that, there's so much information that you're missing.
And I think that lends itself right to like the decisions that you're going to make. So if the more information you have, you can make a more informed decision. If you're like, dude, I have no idea what's going on, the best thing you can do is just wait, right? Just let players, even if they rotate early, you don't want to
before the storm, man.
Yes, I mean, we still got 38 players. In 15 seconds, the storm is going to start to close, okay? And this is where we're going to see people start to scatter. They all have to make their way inside Pleasant.
So these players don't have to move too much. You can see how close they are to the new zone. And also that means since the circle's close, it'll be a very, very slow move. You probably want to get this elimination before you're under too much pressure, right? You don't want to have to deal with storm damage and potential third party and whoever this is.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to do it while you have control of the situation. Here you can see the scoreboard. Veto.
And now Gotaga. Look at him. There's someone directly below him. And if you can see, using those player outlines, we can see players directly below him as well. There's a lot of people in a tight little space, Carpet.
That's how it kind of ends up when there's 34 players with this tiny of a zone left, right? Everyone's going to be sharing apartments.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you put a bunch of amazing players in a single lobby. I mean, they tend to stay alive for a super long time. I mean, I can see right there Atlantis Mitro on the center of your screen. That guy he's been here pretty much the whole time, right? He's been throughout the summer skirmish. He's been here from week 1 of the fall skirmish. This guy is a terror, to say the least. And to see that he's still alive, I mean, that's got to be scary. I wonder if when people are playing, you know, you're kind of like watching the kill feed. Do you think that there's sometimes like they see a name and they're like, oh God, why are you still alive? Like, I know I have to face you. Like, if we're playing a game and I'm like, Carpet's here? Okay, I'm going to take my time.
They can probably only pay attention when there's only 20 left, but here's a replay from Method Rasmussen. Oh, he was in the middle of editing and he still got the Elim, barely got tagged.
That was close, dude. You see those shots come out. He managed to get the elimination there, and that's going to be like extra loot, extra ammo. Yeah. You got the mats now as well. He also finds a chug jug off that. That's pretty good.
I mean, he definitely knows he should have lost that trade. He's feeling pretty good about that. He was in the middle of editing when that first shot came his way. Didn't make much contact. The reaction time, though.
And now check out the new safe zone, Carpet. It's back where they came from, toward the mountain there. So now players on the very edge of the outskirts have to make their way over, trying to get rotations. But dude, Pleasant's like a big open space. The moment you start moving, if you're not building, everyone's gonna know you're on the way.
Yeah. Which is where you'll start seeing the catacombs.
That's what you're seeing right now coming out of Rasmussen. I actually love the pyramid build that you do there. So you basically have an extra layer. So even if they crack that wall, there's a chance the shots will come in and hit the tops of the pyramids and not hurt you. That's a neat little thing.
That is true, but it uses so many mats.
You know, we've talked about this.
We have.
You want to talk about mats real quick?
I mean, material efficiency is, I think, one of the most difficult things in the game, one of the most ethereal things in the game. Knowing exactly when to use so much, especially because you see so many matches end with someone that has like 30 mats and then is forced to do something they don't want to do. I mean, already right now you can see Teaksy, 176 stone. Brick.
Look at that.
Whichever terminology you prefer.
And immediately he goes down. I mean, look at this. Just to try and keep himself safe. And you just talked about it, right? Now we're down to 46.
Yeah.
That's all Teaksy has.
Right, so how many times do you think he put down a bunch of pyramids that never got pushed through? And I'm not saying that it's a bad idea, right? It is the safest bet. But how many floors with pyramids do you think he built that never got pushed? Which means that's all that material he could have had right now had he been able to try and think to be a little bit more efficient. And it's just one of those things that's so difficult to know because you always want to play safe to make sure you can make it as long as possible. But there are still so many players left. 26 players. He's got 2 elims and now 26 brick to his name.
You hate to see it. Now here's the thing though. If he can find elimination, he can take the mats from that player, which is good. But he's only got 26 mats that he can use to make this play. He even just had a break. He placed a trap. He had to break his own wall and place a new wall so he can edit it and make windows to potentially peek out of. My, oh my. This is getting pretty intense very quickly. I mean, look, SSK, this was... So Bush Banis, this was on the #1 team of Bush Banis. They dropped that 57 elimination bomb. SSK was part of that squad, and he's still very much alive. I'm sure Bush Banis are excited to see that. Over to Atlantis Mitro again. Dude, this guy is incredible. He is literally a phenomenal player.
The great migration begins.
Here we go. 50 seconds till we get to this new safe zone. Everyone's got to scramble. And again,
absolute madness.
Look, yeah, I mean, look at this.
Oh, hey, you got a friend. Who's going to do it first? Who owns that wall? That's the biggest thing.
He's opting to just disengage. He doesn't even want to fight. He just wants to make sure he...
Oh, but he found his friend there. He couldn't outbuild before Alpha showed up in his 1x1. Now Alpha's going to take all of his goodies and try and head out of there, but he's going to have pressure himself. All he wants to do is make a save before he turns around and starts to take some shots. He's got 2 elims. He wants to make a point.
Wild card Alpha from Dusty Dogs takes down Mitro. Dusty Dogs are probably pretty happy about that. But Razor now, there's, look at the lobby. We've gone from literally 26 to 10. That's how quickly these things happen. This is a new safe zone, and now we're gonna get another one. Look how, look, we have to move into the water on Loot Lake.
That's incredible.
This is not, so in case you don't know, you're actually slowed down. Oh, Razor finds elimination on Reflection there. He's got 5 eliminations. That's 5, Carpet. That means he gets 2 points. If he can pick up 2 more,
and there's a chance. I mean, with the mayhem in the last push, right? There's a really good chance. 8 people left.
SSK goes down there to Boyer. Wildcard Alpha shotguns Dave. And Razor here maintaining that high ground. Method Rasmussen shotguns a player there. It's only 5 left, so now everyone here is guaranteed at least 1 point. Second and third place for Walkway with 2 points, and then the Victory Owl is worth 3. Wildcard Alpha is still alive. It's Razor as well.
Everyone's got their own levels.
Look at
so many mats. Everyone's protecting themselves heavily. Hey, who wants PTSD?
Oh, the drum gun. I see what you did there.
Sorry, drum gun.
I miss you. But
these players sure don't.
Take a look, dude. Razor. Okay, so like Razor can build one thing. And you talked about it, man.
Yeah, look at this. Now look at the situation he's in, right? And again, I'm not nitpicking these guys. Obviously, there's so many things you have to worry about when you're building, but how many maps do you think that he plays that weren't utilized, right? And I mean, I think it's one of the last things people are going to master in this game. It is so difficult. Now what's he got to do?
He's got a dip in the Storm. He just took a bunch of fall damage, 2 ticks from Storm, and now it's a 1v1v1. Here we go, the final 3 players. He's engaged. He takes down 1. It was Wildcard. Razor closing in. This could be his 7th limit. He can get the whole thing.
Could he get it?
Oh! Razor with the first game of the day gets a Royale flush. Razor, yes!
Hey!
Yes! Dance it out, baby! Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna take a moment to breathe. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's really quickly talk about what just went down. Okay, Razor not only shows up, slays out. He picks off Rasmussen. He picks off the other player right before. He drops 7 eliminations. He gets the Royale flush!